Hello, 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 my friends. I am Mary Elizabeth, better known as M.E., and I am one with we, God, the source of all things, the divine light, that is you. That space of energy, that is your truth. Allowing myself to be the vehicle through which we speaks is the reason I was born and my purpose and my destiny. So today I'm here to answer some questions and hopefully give you clarity, though sometimes, just sometimes, they just create more questions. So here we are in this moment in time. We are present in the energy of ME, and that is her purpose, you see. That is why she's here, to allow us to speak. But was it an easy process? No, not at all, my dear. It was, we always say, she willingly committed to be who she was born to be, and then has been kicking and screaming all the way through. Because it's difficult to allow yourself to be who you know you are, who you trust in the fullness of your energy, but it's the exact opposite of who others tell you you should be, the exact opposite of what your society believes. So in this space of becoming one with the divine source that is you, in this space of stepping fully into who you were born to be, it begins with trust. And that trust is in me. We asked ME in 2012 to have faith in me. It wasn't until last year when she turned 63 that she understood what we were asking. Because when you have faith in you, you actually are showing faith in God. When you have faith in you, you understand that you are an intentional human being, that you are here purposefully, that you do have more to do, and that you have a place, a perfect space for you to be. No matter what your life experiencing may be, whether you are wealthy as can be or whether you are the poorest of the poor, you see, you have a purpose. You were created specifically. And owning that energy is how you react to the circumstance in front of you. Because this is what we ask you to see. Circumstance is only temporary. The mighty fall. The poor rise. You just have to trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Make yourself a priority. Put your knowing ahead of others. When others tell you, no, that's not what you're supposed to do, we gently remind you, they are not you. They don't know what you're here to do. They don't know how to be you. Trust us when we say, no one else in this world can do you as beautifully as you. So if you're feeling different, celebrate that. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to be extraordinary. You weren't born to sit back and watch the world thrive around you. You were born to enjoy the ride. You were born to embrace the journey, the good, the bad, and the ugly too. It all comes with intention, based on what you choose. We've said it before and we'll say it again. You get to choose in each moment in time, who am I going to be and what energy am I going to allow to lead? Will I stand in my kindness and integrity? Or will I choose manipulation, which is fear energy, to create the world in front of me? The moment you see is just temporary. the circumstance that is less than desirable in your point of view, you brought through by choosing an energy that was not true to the God source of you. Stand in your kindness, stand in your integrity, and understand too that you came here specifically to live this experiencing, to elevate yourself to something new. Be present in the choice you make. Stand tall in who you are, and never, ever allow another to tell you who you should be. They are not you. And when judgment comes through from another, that's on them, not on you. When judgment comes through on you, you are believing the manipulation of the voices of others, and you have taken it on as true. Trust us when we say, there's nothing you can do to make yourself less than. There is nothing about you that is not smart enough. There is nothing about you that is not cool enough. There is nothing about you that is wrong. And when others judge you because you're born differently, you speak differently, you walk differently, you talk differently, your capabilities are not the same as another. They're not meant to be. You are meant to be you. Stand in that truth. And when you can remember, self-judgment is not about you, you can rise to the next level and step more fully into who you are. Because it's very easy to be free when you understand, this is me. Initially when I was young, because it was who I was, and it's who I thought I was supposed to be. It was who I thought the world should see. So when I started telling people or questioning, why is this dead man standing next to me when we were at a funeral? And I was told to, shh, don't tell anybody what you see. Or I had a moment when I was having a birthday and I told my mother what I was getting before I got any gifts. And then she had someone come and pray over me in tongues. All I learned in that moment was I was broken. I was different, so I was broken. Well, guess what? We're all different. But we all want to fit in because that's how we're taught. You don't want to stand out. You don't want to be different. You don't want to be unique. You want to stand in you want to fit in. You want others to accept you. People accept you when they resonate in the same vibrational frequency. I can tell you loud and clear, my family was never there. I was not accepted for who I was. I was told to be someone else. And I learned over the years to do exactly that. And I can tell you, as I tried to hide my gifts, as I tried to become who others told me to be, I was never good enough in their belief. I never quite achieved at the level they thought I should. Yet I achieved, but because I was different than them, they never acknowledged that, you see, because they kept me in the role of less than, weaker than. Granted, is it true from the time I was 7 until I was 42, once a year I was on crutches? Absolutely. I was always hurting an ankle or hurting my knee where I needed crutches to move. But in part, it's because of my hesitancy to move forward as me. So I lost touch of my own energy. But what I will say in this journey, when I was, after my husband passed, and I always say all hell broke loose, heaven and angels and spirit too. Suddenly there were dimensions I weren't even aware. Suddenly I was in a space of energy, and there was nothing I could do. As we always says, I came kicking and screaming to this point all the way through. And my journey became so difficult because I stood in the energy of, who the hell do you think you are to believe you're special? So I actually, almost one would say, self-punished along the way. I struggled mightily. But the moment I chose to stand in my integrity, life started to switch. Things became easier. Trusting in myself opened doors that previously had been closed. And here's the amazing thing. I don't have to make it be. It's part of my destiny. The doors will open, no matter what I do, as long as I stand in my faith in me. And the same applies to each and every one of you. Trust your knowing, follow the inspired thought, and get out of your head. Because trust me, I call that voice in my head Fred. And Fred only knows what used to be, has no idea of the endless possibility that comes from loving the person you call me. And don't be like me. I'm 64. This is the year I fully embrace my energy. Don't take so long. Choose you now. Please. The soul has an absolute understanding, so it doesn't mean anything on a soul level, to be honest with you. Your soul knows you. Your soul knows why you're here. Your soul has full access to the energy of all knowing, of all being. It is part of the fullness of the picture of God. It has that knowledge because it does not have the constraints of the human mind in the way. When a soul passes, it goes back into the fullness of knowledge. And there is no judgment, there is no fear. But what do I know of it on a human level, from a human perspective? It's a space of energy, a space of knowing. Self-acceptance allows you not to feel so much fear. Self-acceptance allows you to reach out to another with ease because you can identify their pain and their space. And all you want to do is uplift. All you want to do is help. So when you give yourself permission to love the person you call me, that is the moment you learn to love others. Self-judgment, feeling I wasn't worthy of love, feeling I wasn't good enough as I was, getting to that space of understanding that I am more than good enough, that I am more than worthy. Here's something we all need to understand. God created each and every one of us exactly as we are. No one is better than. No one is better than. And no one is broken. When you can embrace that truth, you're not who others want you to be. They want you to be that because they're comfortable in that energy. But we are all selfish beings. We all want someone to fit comfortably in what we believe they should be, instead of learning to accept. We're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be different. And we're supposed to love from that space. But when you can learn to love yourself and get out of your way, and I can honestly tell you, it was the voices in my head that criticized me repeatedly throughout my lifetime that were the hardest voices to overcome, because they became mine. And there are still moments where I see my insecurities about my physicality, or my insecurities about what no longer is part of my physicality. They were lessons I learned from my mother. And it was how she felt about herself that I then took on that energy, and it grew exponentially. If we teach our children to see there is no space for judgment, compare is despair, then they are free to just love the person they call me. My favorite little trick, which, to be honest with you, the first time I saw this aspect of it was watching a Tony Robbins video. And honestly, if you think about it, we all know who Superman is. We all know who Wonder Woman is, or the majority of us do. And it's the strength and the power that comes with that belief. But it's really the physical change in your stance that shifts your knowing and your belief in that moment. So if you can stand with your hands on your hips and your head held high, and you allow yourself to be in this moment, you can say, I am Wonder Woman, or I am Superman, or you can simply say, I am strong, I am powerful, I've got this. There's nothing in this world I cannot do. God is with me. I've got truth. When you can stand in the knowing of who you are, for 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, set an alarm, do it every morning when you get up. In that time, you shift your testosterone levels where they raise by 33%. And any man who's out there, ladies, will tell you that's a good thing. But what it does for you is it makes you less risk adverse and more willing to take a risk and try something new. It also lowers your cortisol levels. And anyone who is around my age knows this is true. Cortisol is harmful in your physicality as well as in your stress levels too. Cortisol rises your stress levels. When you can be stress-free, there is nothing stopping you. And then what we ask you to do when that buzzer goes off at the 2-minute mark, we just ask you to say, I am amazing. I am amazing. And when you can own that energy, woot, woot, nothing's stopping you. You can send me an email at onewithwe@gmail.com. You can reach out on my website at www.IamMaryElizabeth.me. Please know I'm also available for speaking engagements. Just reach out to me there. Or you can just leave a comment here and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Just remember, while you are here, subscribe and like. Those buttons are here, and allow yourself to share if you are so inspired. All you bring through is the light of love that is you. Remember that. Hold that firm, and never, ever allow another's opinion to diminish you.